I'm here today at the Royal Courts of Justice for the Good Law Project against the EHRC. It's a judicial review that Sex Matters is intervening in. It's about lawfulness of the interim update which the EHRC published shortly after the Supreme Court judgment in For Women Scotland to give employers and service providers a bit of clarity on what they should do about everyday single-sex services like toilets and changing rooms, particularly in the workplace. It really relates to the question of what does this sign mean? Or indeed, what does this sign mean when you have toilets for men and for women? What the EHRC said is that following For Women Scotland, it is clear that these services are provided on the basis of biological sex. This seems like straightforward, common sense guidance, but the Good Law Project has challenged it. So yesterday we heard the Good Law Project's arguments all day, long legal arguments about why it might be lawful to allow people to use opposite sex services based on a gender recognition certificate, based on them having reached a certain stage, although they didn't say what stage of transition, based on their acquired gender, based on their lived gender, based on their lived sex. The judge looked quite tired by the end of it. It was an argument about one word. What does this one word mean? What does this sign mean that is there to protect the privacy and dignity of women? Today we're going to hear from the EHRC defending the guidance. We're going to hear from the representative for the Women and Equalities Minister, who is taking a neutral position on this. And we're going to hear from Sex Matters, our lawyers. We've put in evidence. I have a long witness statement which draws from things that we've heard from so many women about why single-sex services matter to them. We also have a witness statement from Elaine Miller, the physiotherapist, and her witness statement is all about women's biology and why in particular women need single-sex spaces when they're washing, when they're going to the toilet, and when they're menstruating and doing things that only women do. And then we also have a witness statement from Michelle Shipworth, who has a particularly harrowing story about a man in a women's toilet. We're so glad that people have supported us to bring our voice to this, because what we're doing is bringing women's point of view into this. Yesterday it was two male lawyers speaking and a male judge about whether men should be allowed into women's toilets. We think any time these kinds of cases are heard, women's voices need to be here, and so that's what we're doing. Thank you.